the batteries in both the cameras. I know with the GoPro the battery doesn't last long, but I was surprised by the DJI. Oh, let's go quickly before the cars come up. So yeah, on the A54 Buxton, heading towards Cap Fiddle. That's what Dave said we're going to be doing. So yeah, back to the cameras. I had to change the batteries in both, and I was surprised with the DJI that the battery was that low. The thing is, it's sitting right in the wind. The GoPro is more protected. Yeah, the battery wasn't completely flat on the DJI, but it was down to about a quarter or a third, somewhere around there. But normally I can go for a whole day of filming and I would just get through using one battery. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, but I think it's the cold weather, and the cold weather generally affects batteries on cameras. I know in the past when I've taken cameras out to go skiing and snowboarding, the batteries don't last long. Cold. Like that would make it difficult for me, Dave. I think it's the second car for me. Is that, how do you do so? Oh, there's a chip taking a hike. There's a dog. There's a little hound. Open landscape again. I should get out the house more and go hiking. Got that Macclesfield forest on our doorstep. Oh, average speed check. Oh no, we're doing less than 50. Felt faster. Maybe it's because of all the cold wind. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, because the wind is a lot colder than usual. It's making more of a rush noise. I noticed that earlier. I said about the wind rush, and I was worried it was affecting the microphone. So this is the A54. We're heading towards Buxton, but we will turn off onto the A534 Captain Fiddle. Sorry, it's the A537, isn't it? Captain Fiddle Road. Before I emigrated to England, I would never have thought that England would look like this, with all these vast open spaces. In my mind, before I moved to England, I always imagined England like you see, street scenes of Liverpool with the terraced houses, and the houses back to back and side to side, no gardens. That's just what I thought. That was the vision I had of England before I came out here. So I remember flying in, and I was just surprised the very first time I flew to England, looking down out of the aeroplane, that I could see all these green fields down below. And now they live here, yeah. It's generally the cities that are so built up, but more rural areas get lovely open spaces still. People should make use of them. There's some hikers making use of those lovely open spaces. We've got these public access ways open to the public that cut through farmers' fields, etc. I think you need an ordnance map for that to find out exactly where those routes are. They're sold in most tourist locations. Yeah, you can probably get them online too, in the tourist info centre. whichever region you're in, they would also sell those compass maps. There's another average speed camera. And back into Derbyshire, so the whole time we're crossing between Staffordshire and Derbyshire, but it's still in the same peak district. So this is us then, pulling onto the Cat and Fiddle. You can see the Cat and Fiddle, I almost said Cat and Pedal, the Cat and Fiddle pub just there on the hill. Alright? I think Dave just saw me pointing there. Probably didn't realise I was talking about Cat and Fiddle. Cat and Piddle. Yeah, so we're on the A537. Our locals know this road as the Cat and Fiddle. Just talk about this road, Cat and Fiddle. Everybody knows. But it's the Cat and Fiddle pub, or inn, at the top of the hill. It used to be quite a popular destination, that's the Cat and Fiddle Inn. But then it's changed hands so many times recently, and then they stopped serving food, and now they've put cameras on the car park. So I don't think people generally go there anymore. I know during COVID lockdowns as well, they shut the whole place up. And there was a little butty van that was parked across the road. He was making a killing, serving coffees and butty beans, whatever else to everybody. Yeah, because all the hikers will come and stop at the top of the hill here. But yeah, they no longer go into that Cat and Fiddle. What a waste of money. Yeah, look how empty that car park is. Good old Cat and Fiddle, eh? That place used to be heaving. Absolutely heaving, where you get struggled to find parking. There used to be a big biker's haunt, that. And before they had all these average speed cameras, I remember we would travel all the way over from Warrington, St Helens to come around these roads, so we'd travel for an hour just to get you. And then they put up the average speed cameras, and then people just stopped visiting, and I think it has hurt some businesses. You have a look at this now, Peak View Cafe. So in the time that Cat and Fiddle was changing hands so frequently, this place got set up, and they've been doing a roaring trade ever since. Now people generally come here because the car park is free. Car park is free, it's got a nice view, and it was also open during was it the COVID lockdowns? Or? Yeah. Whereas Cat and Fiddle, it wasn't open for a number of years, even after the lockdown it wasn't open, so I think they've taken any business that was going Cat and Fiddle way, they've taken it over, and good on them, because yeah, they serve good food, and they've sorted their little cafe out, and even now I prefer to stop there as well. That'll do. I wonder if some of my mates are riding opposite you. Oh, look at all the paragliders up above. There's the paragliders. See the paragliders, they all stop over there. Lord knows how they get up there. I don't know if they just drag all their luggage up there, or if somebody's got a special little buggy that they drive, or tractor. I'm being a bit lazy. I should have changed down gear there. Still in 6th gear. So you're riding 1000cc, it does make you lazy. I've been watching a new YouTuber on YouTube recently. Is his name Spiky Mohr or something? Yeah, young lad. Unsure where he lives. He must live Manchester area, because I've noticed a lot of his videos are South Manchester, near Warrington, Lynn area, and he comes across to Macclesfield. I'll give him a shout out. I'm sure it's Spiky Mohr or something like that. He rides a blacked out Kawasaki Z900. Looks quite nice, that bike. See if we can get him some extra subscribers, but he does do a lot of shorts, YouTube shorts. I think that's what gains you all the subscribers, all the YouTube shorts. I think he's also still experimenting with his camera setup, so I'm happy with my camera setup with the DJI Osmo Action 4. I know they've just recently come up with a 5. I was previously using that GoPro. I've done a video on why I didn't like the GoPro. It was just so unreliable. Yeah, so I've got the DJI Osmo Action 4 mounted on my chin, and I've got the audio that's sorted with a Rode wireless go-to microphone, and I'm happy with my setup. Okay, it's not the latest, greatest, but it works and it's reliable, and that's all I want, just something reliable. There's nothing worse than having equipment that is unreliable. Like that GoPro, oh my goodness, that was so frustrating. Honestly, you go out riding and, you know, if you film 5 sections, maybe 3 of those, or if you film 5 segments, maybe 3 of those segments will just be wasted. You know, audio all over the place. It would just select its own microphone instead of whichever microphone you had plugged in. It was just horrendous. In hindsight, I think it was probably the cover case that went on the outside. I think it was that was causing a lot of issues. Lord knows if the new ones have got the same issue, but I just decided to stop supporting GoPro because they weren't repairing the issues or fixing the faults. They were just coming out with new models and new models, and yeah, what's the point? Just fix the bloody fault before you stop coming up with new models. So just lost faith in them. Oop, I'll switch on the lights, get an accident. I'll do this. Little Yamaha. Sound like a Yamaha R125. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I've seen that Yamaha have stopped producing the Yamaha R1. That's sad to see, 1000cc bikes going out the window, but I can understand, you know, with the way that the world's going at the moment. Everybody sees these big petrol engines as being evil. I know Kawasaki are now experimenting with a hybrid petrol-electric bike. Lord knows how that's turning out. Me personally, I don't know if the technology's there yet with bikes, because you don't have much space on the bike to carry batteries. So the petrol solution is probably still the best for bikes in my opinion. I'll check those. I'm going to view camper vans out today. There's Dave pointing to all the gravel on the road there. Yeah, while we're out and about, I noticed loads of vans parked up on the side of the road. And I'll tell you where there's even more, is when I went with my other mate Dave Prescott, and we went over to Spain for that World Superbike weekend in Jerez. When we went to Cadiz, the number of motorhomes and camper vans there was unbelievable. I think in one place it must have been at least 100 to 200 vans parked up side by side. It was ridiculous. I don't know why they were all parked up in that specific location. Maybe it was cheap, or maybe it was close to a ferry point or something, but yeah, I just saw them all there. That wouldn't be relaxing for me. I think if I was in a camper van or motorhome, I'd want to be away from people. Oh, somebody is calling me. I can hear it ringing through my headset. What? I imagine that's probably my sister from South Africa calling me. She calls me quite often. Unfortunately, I just can't answer at the moment. Especially with all these tight hairpins coming up. Cat and fiddle, that's what it's been reduced to nowadays. Yeah. The old days before all these average speed cameras and that, yeah, people would be able to get past the cars. Just past them. Now everybody's just too afraid of getting a fine. So we just sit in one long procession. It'll be interesting to find out in the future whether all these reduced speed limits and over-regulation, if it is actually doing any good or if it's doing more harm to the environment. You know, you do hear arguments both sides of the story, but then people are saying, well, if you're going to go slower, you're basically spending more time emitting fumes, which is it's quite logical to me. And also going slower, you've got to put your vehicle in a lower gear, otherwise it just won't maintain drive. So, you know, your engine's revving higher, you're spending more time in that regulated zone, going slower, kicking out more fumes. So yeah, unsure exactly how that helps the environment. But I'm sure in the future, you know, maybe 10 years from now, they'll do a study and they'll realise that it's the same with all the windmills. And I believe there's an argument saying that they aren't really environmentally friendly because you can't get rid of their waste. Oh, the future will reveal all, you know. The truth eventually comes out, and yeah. By then the government will be long gone, and they'll blame it on somebody else, as it normally happens. Anyway, right, so, well, thank you very much for joining me today. It's probably been a long ramble, this. Yeah, take care. We'll catch up again soon. Thanks very much for joining me. Ciao for now.